I'm Chris Nelson, going on another adventure, town to town. This time we're hitting up Riceville, Iowa. Very small community, just under 1,000. And what's interesting about Riceville, this community is dissected right in between downtown, and there are two counties dissecting. If you go on the eastern side, you're on the western part of Howard County. If you go on the western side of Riceville, you're on the eastern side of Mitchell County. So we're going to go explore and find out what makes Riceville special. I'm Chris Nelson.
I knew. I was scared to come over here, Chris.
I left TV news and weather to go on an adventure and find interesting people. A town isn't just a town on a map. It has stories to tell. Downtowns to see. Guess where I'm at? I am in Norris Springs, Iowa. And people to meet. It's Town to Town with Chris Nelson.
Mitchell County Regional Health Center, Osage, St. Ansgar, Riceville. Appointment same day or next day. Mitchell County Regional Health Center, your trusted healthcare partner for life.
Wide open field stretching for miles. At first glance, you can see the telltale signs of Iowa's trademark beauty. And not much else. But I've learned there's so much more than meets the eye in the rural countryside, especially as I approach Riceville. So this is the street that pretty much separates Riceville. One side is Mitchell County and the other side is Howard County. And there are so many really cool things considering how big Riceville is. Riceville, I believe, is about 700 people. I'd have to look that up to be sure. I know it's under 1,000. But you have so many small communities, and there's actually a downtown here. And you think about Lake Hendricks, you think about the trail, think about a really great growing school district. There's a lot of positive things happening in Riceville right now. An estimated 760 some call Riceville home. It's been an incorporated town since the late 1800s, and the city itself only spanned a little more than a mile. For a small space, there's a lot to take in. Lake Hendricks and the Wapsie Trail are a couple of the big draws. Lake Hendricks, the largest man-made lake in the Hawkeye State, is 54 acres and serves the area in multiple ways. The Wapsie Great Western Line Trail winds around the water. It's a 23.5-mile paved escape with a north and south branch. This is a must-stop for any outdoor enthusiast. But at this point, I'm looking for a little socialization. A pickup football game with the local kids at Riceville Community Schools? Why not? The vibrancy, solid local economy, and supportive businesses are often a reflection of a strong school district. Or in this case, the R factor. Barb Schwamman, the Wildcat. Oh, she is the great superintendent behind the attitude shifting their lives and impacting many.
Riceville Community Schools is a very small school compared to most in the state of Iowa. We have under 400 students, but we are growing, and so that's the really exciting thing. In the last 7 or 8 years, we've added 75 students, which is an awesome thing for a small rural school district in Iowa. Very family-like feel. The facilities have all been updated in the last 3 years, from new paint to carpets to furniture, and we have a new addition on. So we have the Wildcat Activity Center, the Riceville Activity Center, where the community can use. So we're very excited about the changes that have happened at the school.
And it appears the positive attitude is gaining steam.
So the R Factor is awesome because kids can build relationships with the staff over a 12-year period of time, from the time they walk in to the time they graduate. And so they can make great relationships with the teachers, but they can also with their friends and the groups of kids that they have. So they're small, they're not going to get lost in a crack here. They're also going to get lots of individual attention. And again, that's a wonderful thing about being in a small school district.
This same school district almost shut down 9 years ago after financial troubles. We're told at one point the school only had a few $100s in its account. Community leaders rallied, holding a silent auction that raised more than $500,000.
We hope it continues to grow. So like I said, financially we're in a good shape. We have lots of sharing incentives with other districts. Our district has grown, which when you add students, that's just a wonderful thing financially from state aid that you're getting. And I hope it continues to grow. It's a great community.
Barb Barb knows this town will only go as far as its school. It seems folks from all around are cheering on the black, red, and white. Like former Riceville student athlete Ryan Rickel. He's office manager at Bakar Ullman, a community staple. And owners Luke and Jordan are hometown boys too.
We do plumbing, heating, electric, septic, well. We kind of do a jack of all trades here, which can get pretty busy. You know, there's a lot of companies that might specialize in one or two of those, but with having 5 or 6 things that we do, it can be pretty busy at times.
These owners, along with their employees, embrace their town. They serve on different boards and wear many different hats as firefighters, city council members, seeking ways to grow Riceville.
Luke and Jordan bought it from Paul, who still works for us, back in 2011, so it's close to 10 years now. And Paul's owned the business, I want to say since 92 or 94, so it's kind of stayed in the family. And then we're hoping to transition from this building to a little bit bigger building soon. It's been kind of a work in progress. But...
You want to take us there?
Yeah, you betcha.
Wait, hold up. A new building? Ryan, you kind of buried the lead here. So we're at the new location, and it was a grocery store for years.
For years, yep. It had many different names as a transition from different ownerships or what have you. But once it came up for sale, we decided that we would like to purchase it, keep it within the community, and maybe restore it to what it once was. It's 120 plus year old building, so we hope to kind of restore the outer, do some tuck pointing on the outside, and the inside restore the ceilings to what they used to be.
This place is huge. They plan on renovating the former grocery store into offices, storage, and additional space. Despite a full plate, I sense this group still made time for others, especially during the fast approaching holidays.
One thing we like to support our local communities, and the church, the Catholic Church here in town supports the L Shop, and there's other, there's meals that we may donate money to, different things of that nature. It's usually always something. The guys actually help put the Christmas lights up on the city street lights every year, so that's another thing to try to get the town in the spirit anyway.
Hard times can fall on the best of us. No matter what your storm looks like, a wise person once said not all storms come to disrupt life. Some come to clear your path. And it was a tornado that physically cleared the way for the Frisky Fox Vineyard.
We just might.
Well, it's good though. I mean, you guys deserve it for all the hard work. Take your time now.
Well, we finally found a local line we kind of like too, so we always support local.
Familiar faces stop by for a glass and a little conversation. You have customers here that have been here since sunrise. Inside these bottles, a sweet or maybe dry opportunity to experience a family's labor of love. All right, Zach, so we're in where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about what the heck is in all of these.
So we have Edelweiss, we got all the different Honey Crisp is in this.
It's here that Zach and his father, sister, and brother create their own wine, using their homegrown grapes and the grapes and apples of other Iowa producers, like Otter Creek Orchard. Remember them?
Most of the grapes and the fruits we try to get locally produced, so and by buying our wine, it helps support those families that produce those products for us, and then the businesses that we sell in, or that sell our products, is helping a family business.
Wine hasn't always been this family's business.
I say this is a lot of work for a retired person.
But May 22nd, 2011 changed the plan. The tornado that day destroyed every building on this Riceville property. That storm ultimately cleared a path for a new way of life, from raising animals to growing more than 550 vines and a successful business.
Every bottle of wine, I think, has about 2.5 pounds of grapes, and then that adds up, and then the more I can sell for wine, the more grapes I can buy from local vineyards, and then it helps them and helps us, and supporting local.
Everything at Frisky Fox is done locally, and they believe in paying that shop small business mindset forward.
Have the wine here, and then so we hook it up to the bottle filler, and then so this will fill 4 bottles at a time. And then so we move the bottles from here, put them in the corker, pop on the cork, hand cork them all, and then it goes over. This is a heat shrinker where we just put on the capsules on the top.
Sealing up such flavors as habanero heat and roof raiser, names that pay homage to special people and memorable events in the Fox family history. More than a dozen Iowa businesses now sell the wine made here. And for Zach and family, the future appears to be growing in the right direction while aging like fine wine. All in the comforts of their small hometown. Many we talk with are small town raised. They embrace small town living. And for one guy, small town business means selling big time adventures. Nathan Hale is right where he's always wanted to be.
It's all about the small town and knowing everybody and knowing where everybody lives, and I don't know, I wouldn't go to a big town, period.
So Riceville is where he stayed and opened Nate's Outdoor Recreation. It's a one-stop shop for a great ride, and all it takes to keep that ride running. We're talking ATVs and off-road vehicles, machines that allow farmers and other folks from miles around an opportunity to ride year-round.
It gets to be where people like to come to a small town. They like to go where they can trust somebody, and when you tell them what it is, that's what it is. And people are getting accustomed to being treated a little different than that, and it's nice to come to some place where they still get treated like this.
Nathan won't do business any other way. It's about the people, attention on the repeat customers, and an awareness of life in this quaint community. Whether it's a work vehicle or a recreational vehicle, those who walk through Nathan's doors know they'll get service that's worth coming back for time and time again.
When I tell you the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. You're going to deal with one person. I'm going to make the decision. We're going to work out a deal, and that's what it's going to be.
Commitment to serve a hometown that will forever remain one of Nathan's favorite outdoor adventures. Don't go too far. Our next town-to-town Jigisode featuring Riceville is right around the corner.